For goodness sake, man, the world economy nowadays is retarded. Is there anything that exists nowadays that isn't retarded anymore? So this is my second coronavirus rewind video, and whilst it isn't exactly coronavirus specific, it is still very relevant. So in this video, I'll go over some things which make the economy crap, and if possible, some ways to make it better. So let's begin. Firstly, let me just address this very common ideology that's going around. The idea that the economy was great and the coronavirus ruined it. Technically speaking, that's false.
What do you mean it's false? It's obviously true.
Maybe if you shut your mouth, I could explain. So anyway, it's not that the economy was good and it became bad. The economy was already horrendous, and COVID just made things 7 times worse. For you to say that the economy is stable, you would have to be ignorant of the fact that America is currently in $26 trillion debt. 26 trillion! Is this what you call a stable economy?
Well, why are you complaining about it? You're British, it doesn't even affect you.
Well then, Summer, let me teach you about the Wall Street crash. America, 1929. Everyone's happy until things start getting really cheap, Wall Street crashes, and the economy gets raped. Then, after the Wall Street crash, came the Great Depression. So at this point, pretty much everything was bad. But just bear in mind that this is only happening to America. Now in the year 1918, World War I had just ended, which meant a lot of Europe, including the UK, were in a lot of debt. So everyone went to America to ask them for money. However, when the Wall Street crash happened and America inevitably needed their money back, guess who else got their economy raped? Exactly. Yes, including the UK. So fast forward to now, where not only is America more of an economic powerhouse than before, but also in a much more threatening situation than before. When the American economy crashes, and I say when because realistically they're not going to pay that debt legitimately, guess what other nation will be bent over a barrel with a cactus up their ass? Exactly. Okay, so that last point took a while, so let me zip through these next ones. Okay, so the first thing that makes the economy retarded: loans and deposits. Why do we have these? Now listen, I'm not an idiot, I know why we have them, but realistically, all it does is create way more confusion than necessary. Like, if you go back years ago, like when Jesus was alive or something, the trade system was so simple. You have an item I want, I have an item you want, we trade. Simple. If your item isn't valuable enough, we don't trade. With loans and deposits, however, whilst it does make it easier to pay for things, all it means is that if you have to pay back a loan, but you can't afford it, look, arsehole, now both of your economies have crashed. Now this next one's kind of unfortunate because we can't really get rid of it, and it makes perfect sense why we have it, but I'm going to complain about it anyway. Next on our list, conversion rates. Again, back in the day, gold was gold, silver was silver, and bronze was bronze. Why have we as a society taken a step backwards to the point where paper can now completely devalue gold? Since when was this more valuable than this? How does that make any sense? And not just that, the value of this paper is literally determined by where you live. What the hell? How does this make any sense? And last but not least, debt. Now not debt in general, specifically government debt. Listen right, you think that when a country's in debt, the debtors will stop borrowing the money until they pay the money back, right? Well, apparently not. And this is the exact issue America's in now. Because America's constantly borrowing money, and the debtors themselves are being way too lenient, they are now in a position where they've compiled way too much debt. So when they finally do come to their senses and ask for the money back, you're an idiot. Now as of right now, it's way too late for America to implement any of these changes, unless America has some genius plan that no one knows about. But hopefully people will realise the horrible situation they're in and prepare for disaster. But to think that a few sheets of paper can literally determine the outcome of an entire nation is ridiculous. It's honestly lamentable. Which dead from the neck up moron thought that this would be a good idea? Now let me specify, I'm not a professional when it comes to the economy, so if anyone has any answers which will make you feel more at ease with the world, just leave them in the comments or something. But until then, I really don't know. And also, expect a video from me on these two knobheads, cause I may as well.